What's happening? Dunk here. And again, I am showing you how I'm creating some content. So I've been talking a lot about how I've been using like AI tools to help me. And again, I remind you, AI is just a tool. It's not going to be some magic button that's going to do the work for you. Just remember that. Cool. So what did I want to go over today? So let me just share a couple screens. I always like to share out this live. Let me just share out the live real quick. Open up a new tab. So I'm going to go to youtube.com/@eToolbox to find this channel. If you're watching this on any other platform, that's how you find the YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and share out today's live. I'll share this so you can see what I'm doing. And there's one thing, again, if you're sharing out content on YouTube for a live, there's two different ways that you could actually share. Let me bring up YouTube so you can see. And again, I only have one screen right now. I am living in I'm in an attic right now. This is actually where I started creating content during lockdowns, like all the 2020 lockdowns. I just put myself in this room, and when everybody else was just watching Netflix, I started just shooting stuff in this room. And yeah, with my cell phone, nothing but my cell phone. So, you could do it with anything. You have my phone's over there on charge, but you get the idea. Everybody has a film studio in their pocket. Cool. So I'm going to share the live, and here's today's live right there. I'm live now. The reason why I wanted to show you, I'm going to pause it. So audio loop. The reason why I wanted to show you what to do, and by the way, if you do get value of these, it would be awesome if you would share out these lives. Love it if you did. But there's two different ways you could share a live, and you can hit the share button. And this is fine if you're just going to share a live real quick and you want somebody to jump on live. But one thing about a live stream is there's a lot of stuff that lives out and lives on beyond just when you're live. So if you want to embed those lives somewhere, maybe you want it to be a webinar or something like that, or you just want it to actually embed nicer. Like if you go to Discord and you do this one, sometimes it does sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't embed properly. So what I do is I just go up here, grab the link at the top. It goes to the same exact page. It's just formatted differently and more things recognize it. So I just grab the link from the top, grab that, and then I go and share it out in a couple places. Like I go to Gary Club, and Gary Club is one of the platforms that I monetize on. Like today, I actually did some spring cleaning, so you can support different people on this platform. And it's a Web3 monetization. And I did some spring cleaning today, so you could see all the things that I sold a bunch of people's coins. I have my own coin. So if you're ever looking at those, that's a way that you can support people. And that's also a way that you can make money, because sometimes if somebody buys a coin, the price goes up. Maybe you sell it. Maybe you make, I don't know, not financial advice, but that's what I've been doing to make some passive income. Not passive. It's active income on that if I'm trading a coin. But I do get some passive income by actually building on this platform. So take a look at this stuff. I'm just pointing it out that this is a way that you can monetize in Web3. And if you don't know what Web3 is, you know what Web2 is, don't worry about it. It's just the next evolution of what the web is and how we create on it and monetize on it. Web2 was when people had the internet, and not the internet, social media. So now we're moving beyond that. All the social media platforms are being called out on all their craziness. Cool. All right. So the reason I brought this up is I always like to post here. And out. It said, come hang out with me. Ooh, as I chat about how I'm using AI to save me time creating content, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to post that. I'm also going to put this into my Discord. If you're not in my Discord yet, why aren't you in my Discord? You should be in my Discord. It's dunkmedia.club. Come hang out with me. It's free. There's some other stuff in there that once you have Dunk, which is my utility token for my community, So you have that. It's all part of Gary Club and Social Connector, which is the protocol for Gary Club. Then you could actually have once you have that, then you could access additional things within the community. So I'm just going to drop this link here. There you go. If people would like to jump on it, but it embedded in my Discord, just, okay. And when you're talking about like monetization, before I move on, I really want to go on and talk a little bit about how I'm monetizing on Gary Club, because there is AI in here, and there is a built-in AI assistant that I wanted to, not assistant, coach is kind of like the better word. And what that is whenever you go to somebody, for instance, here's my profile. Go to my profile. Now there's a whole bunch of different ways. You have your feed. I was chatting with people. Then you have people that are supporting you. These are people that hold my coin that are supporting me. I appreciate every single person here. And then there's events, either ones that you're going to or ones that you're hosting. So it's kind of like, think of this as kind of like a Web3 Patreon that you could still use. It could be just like Patreon, or you could monetize in Web3. It's just the next evolution if you really think about it. So then offers, these are things that I'm selling. Like, for instance, you could join my AI hub, which is kind of like my version of Patreon, but I host it in Discord. Then I have a raffle that I'm doing on these videos. And then I have a digital collectible that I am promoting right now. And this is my first edition. And this is a very special one to me. But I wanted to show you kind of how I'm going to create another one like this. And that's what I wanted to go over, because we could create digital content using, you could be an artist, or you could use things like Midjourney, or you could use things like Dolly to create these images, but they don't always turn out exactly how you want. So it might actually take you more time figuring it out. Cool. Let me go here. So then we have collectibles, and just shows this one, but that's my OG. I keep it in that wallet. And then there are people that I'm supporting, and these are people that I'm actually supporting their coin. Things like, if I wanted to, I could sell some of these if I wanted to, and they all have a particular value that I could sell if I wanted to. Let's see, and what they're all valued at if I sold. So, and then this is the most important one. I like being able to see what people have done. Like, what are they doing? And this is basically my accountability sheet. So when I fill this out each day, and you do it through the back office, through the protocol, the social connector, and if you create an account at gary.club/dunk, it will create a social connector account for you, and you'll be able to do this too. But when I do this, I have created my coin, and I do this, I actually get a little bit of passive income every single day in the form of drops that come in as coins. So yeah, it's a way of getting passive income. People could support me, and I could offer people that support me those things. But this is accountability. So the reason why I was doing that is, like, I saw a whole bunch of people, they hadn't filled this out in a month. Why? You're not building. So those are the types of people that I want to support. And AI, when I fill this out, I'm going to get an email that says, like, I posted a video short. I didn't do as much yesterday. It was Christmas. I know. Take some time off for your family. Don't overwork yourself. Remember why you're building what you're building. It's for your family, for you, for your life. So it takes this, it analyzes it, it looks at your old posts, and it will send you something to say you did this, this, and this, and it will give you advice, thoughts on what you did. So it's just in the very early stages of it, but it is an AI, basically accountability partner. So the AI can be used in all sorts of cool ways. Now, this is going to just take it and say, like, they could have taken this and just sent me, oh, here's the 4 things that you did today. But it could actually translate that into something more useful. So you have an AI accountability partner right there. And then this is another one that just shows, like, there's Draft Tower, which is part of the ecosystem. And if you're part of any of those towers, there's a lot that's a deep dive. But jump into my Discord or into the Gary Club Discord at gary.club/Discord if you wanted to check out what that stuff's all about. So cool. All right, let's get creating. So what I wanted to show you today, I'm going to bring this up, go to Chat GPT, and I'm going to open up I've been working on You don't have to do this, but it will help because it will help it understand you. So when you create a ChatGPT, just so you know, you need to have ChatGPT 4.0 or what plus, whatever they're calling it, in order to do this. But if I come here, so I go to my Dunk GPT, you know, Dunk GPT, it's awesome. It's very, very creatively named. I know, it's very creatively named. So what you do is you just chat a little bit about what you want its functionality to be. But I think that a lot of people, they leave it at this. They're like, I need you to be my perfect coach. I need you to be like this person. I need you to be like this person. That's it. That's great. But I don't want to be a carbon copy of somebody else. I want to have I want it to know me as a creator. I want it to know Dunk, because believe it or not, I'm not the same as everybody else. I'm not a carbon copy of you. You're not a carbon copy of me. So why would we think that AI would just be able to magically make perfect content for me without knowing a little bit about me? So what you could do with ChatGPT now, and again, this is the pro version or the plus. I need a little coffee. Give me a second. 1 second. And coffee in cup on ice in cold room. Oh gosh, that's terrible coffee. That's gonna wake me up. Costco brand coffee out of a can. You'd think it would be better. It says it's Colombian, but ooh, oh, it's gonna wake me up. Okay. So what you do is you go over here to like configure, and when you're chatting with it, it's really just filling in this section right here. And you can I could change the name here if I wanted to. This description, it just automatically creates it. Make a change it yourself, and then it's really just building out this part right here. And see, it doesn't. You want to give it as much information as possible, and it keeps on rewriting it. So sometimes chatting with it will rewrite this in a way that you don't want it to. So you might want to actually work on this outside of ChatGPT, or not outside of this builder. Take this in there and say, hey, I need to add this element, and have it rewrite it outside, or I need to add in this block and add it in that way. So it's that way. It's not just rewriting this and overwriting it, because I find that when you're building this, it just, I say, I need this new thing, and it forgets about the 10 things you just talked about and keeps on and rewrites this. So I would, at the very least, save this and put it off into like a notepad. So when you make a modification in Create, ooh, what's up, Killer Supply? Ooh, what's up, Killer Supply? Thanks for hanging out. And this is a new feature, by the way, with StreamYard. If you didn't know, with StreamYard, you used to, like, if you were on X and I was streaming to X, then it wouldn't show a comment like this. And now StreamYard lets you do it. So we could actually have a better connection on X and video than we used to be able to, because they're comments. So now we could actually have a cool chat and hang out on X and not just on YouTube and Facebook. I think that's super awesome. And thanks for hanging out with me. Cool. So back over to this. So save this. I would always save this, and if you're going to make modifications, and just in case there's something that changes, because there's no just Command Z or undo button that you could just hit. Yeah, it is good, right? I'm very happy that they added that. I like X. Yeah, I'm an AI addict too. I am definitely an AI addict. Cool. So this is another part right here that people just skip over. Do not skip over this section. I only have 4 things in this particular one right now, and I'm working on more. Don't skip over this. Keep on feeding this. Like, say you have a good email sequence that you want to model things after. You have like, this is the perfect email sequence. I put it together. It's speaking to my audience in my voice. Put that in here. Put it into a PDF. Save it into PDF. Drop it in here and even tell it, this is an example of my nurture sequence, and put it there. And then it's going to take that in your words, because it's going to try and write it in the same way. It's machine learning. It's gonna it's going to actually show you how to do it based off of what you've given it. This is a kind of a key thing to remember. AI is not artificial and it's not intelligent. It's misnamed. It's machine learning. So the thing to remember is that it's only as smart as what you give it. So there's not going to be some robot overlord takeover of AI. Unless we tell it to, because AI is just taking the content you gave it and formatting it in a way that's structured better, that works better. So if you don't tell it what you want it to create, it's not going to create anything. So if it doesn't know the type of art that you want, that's why there's in Midjourney, they have a thing called a seed. And once you build it out, you have that seed. It's creating that seed based off of what it thinks you want. But if you want to create, you can't just say, hey, take a look at this picture and create it exactly. But if you put that seed in, which is a reference for the code, then it's going to be more likely to actually create the same exact it's actually not more likely, it's going to create the same style. But so make sure you're filling this stuff in. So I have my business overview, my monetization and growth strategies, my target market, my personal background. And now, like I said, I'm working on things like email sequences, and I'm working on different things. Like I talk a lot about the content that I have on the channel that I'm working on, the eToolbox, or the blockchain, which I have this channel, which is the one that I'm usually working on, which, I'm very, I was able to grab this handle, which is kind of crazy that I got it, but my YouTube handle is youtube.com/@theblockchain. And ironically, there's somebody else that has the blockchain, which is the old handles, but my handle is the blockchain. So if somebody else has blockchain, I have the blockchain. But hey, I always think of it as the blockchain, but that's the handle that I'm working on. But let me bring up the other link again. I mean, I use a whole bunch of different AI tools. Don't get me wrong. Bring this up. There we go. But this is the key thing. People, they don't actually fill in this information, and they wonder why their content is bland. They wonder why it's a cookie cutter thing. AI doesn't know how to write like me. Well, show it how to write like you. And you said, well, I don't know how to get it to write like me. Well, don't start with your own words. So have a conversation with the AI. Chat with it. Like, it's called Chat GPT. Remember? Chat. There's a key thing. Chat with the AI. Figure out how you want that content to be formatted, structured. Hold on, make sure I can see the comments if anybody comments. I just have it on one tab. It's just in the corner, just so you know. Like hanging out with you today. Post-Christmas hangout. So what I've been doing, for instance, is, let me show you something really simple that I've been doing. So now it's learning about me, right? So I'm going to open up this one. So we're going to open up this is my Dunk GPT with all that information. And let me open up another tool that I've been using for AI. This is a tool that I've been using for editing. I've been using editing, hard drive disconnected. I have all my, I have everything on the external hard drive. Come on. Don't disconnect on me. There you go. So what I do is I take my videos, like the ones that are on the blockchain channel, and I just screen capture myself. Not myself, but the screen, and use the mic. And again, there's been times when I've missed using this mic, and I've just used the little tiny garbage one that's built into my computer. And tools like DESCRIPT have been able to use AI, machine learning, to actually make the audio sound better, like better, which is shocking. It's never been that way before. But here, come on, DESCRIPT, open up. Try to just mount it again. Oh, there you go. Why do you want me to sign back in? I was already signed in. Has that ever happened to you? Like when it says that it wants, okay, I guess I have to sign in. Why did you sign me out? There we go. Sorry about that. So let me show you this. This is something I've been doing, and this has been working so much better with me since I was able to make this. I thought of doing this. So one of the things that a lot of people don't they try and do, they try to create, what am I saying? They try to create, where is it? Trying to do two things. I'm not a great multitasker. Let me find the chat that I was talking about. There we go. There it is. There's the one I was looking for. So I just told it to give me 20 highly clickable YouTube titles from this transcript. That's all that I had told it in the past. Make sure I'm showing the right screen. Cool. So when I go over to DESCRIPT, let me just change the screen that I'm sharing real quick. And again, this is another thing. I usually have like a nice camera and everything like that. I just using the camera screen, nothing special. So I'm going to go over to DESCRIPT, share this screen, and you could see even when I recorded on the 21st. It's been a couple days since I recorded this video, but right now the video file originally was, by the way, the video file was originally 28 minutes long. And then I went over here to make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Cool, I'm sharing the right screen. Sorry, just double checking that I have one screen and I'm sharing a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right stuff with you. So I immediately was able to shave off half of the time, because when I'm like looking at something and I'm not talking, then it could just cut that out automatically instead of me having to go to the timeline like down here and just grab it and go, okay, I'm going to grab it. And let me actually share the link to the tool that I'm using real quick. This is DESCRIPT. You can go to easyaedits.com if you would like to grab DESCRIPT. It is a paid tool. I use it. I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it saved you time, and time is money. So it's kind of going to save you money because it's going to save you time, you know, as long as you actually use it. But it's one of my favorite tools. I'm not going to recommend something I don't use. DESCRIPT saves me so much time. And I've been an editor since the 90s. I know I don't look like it. I don't age. But yeah, I've been... This is the first thing that's pulled me a little bit away from Final Cut. Been a Final Cut user since the 90s, and here we are now. So now we have screen recording. That's all it said. And now I could just come here over to publish. And there's a couple things in publish that you can just grab. Now we can just go to, just so you know, the way DESCRIPT works is it sends the video file. Say I drop it in here, it sends it into the cloud. Part of the reason why you need to pay for cloud storage. And if I hit publish, what that will do is it will render it in the cloud. Now, if you have a weaker computer or older computer, this is great for you because it's going to render it in the cloud. So now I could still do something on my computer. Again, we're talking about saving time with AI. This tool is packed with AI features. And if I'm able to just publish the AI video that I created and have it rendered in whatever format I want, see, I can go to max 4K, 1080p. I didn't record this in 4K, so I can't select 4K. But if I wanted to be 1080p or whatever the max is, I could just upload that in the cloud and render it, and then go do something else. But what I'm going to do right now, this little hack that I've been doing, which you could do this with other tools too, but I'm doing it with DESCRIPT because it's all built in. So when you drop this into DESCRIPT, it creates a closed caption file, and then you work on the closed caption file. When the closed caption file is cut down, then you have your pretty much your videos cut down to just the footage that you're going to use. And if you know anything about creating content, most of it's just going through the garbage to find the good parts. And it's the term like left on the cutting room floor. So I can go to export instead, and I'm going to go to transcript. So you have a whole bunch of things. You can do audio, video, audio. You can create GIFs in here. You can create time. You could have your whole timeline and export this to Final Cut. So if you're like me and you're a Final Cut person, and when you're done, if you want to go finish it off in Final Cut and do some features that aren't in DESCRIPT, they also have Premiere and DaVinci. DaVinci's free, so the price excuse is not there anymore. But what we're going to look at now, or you could also just do subtitles, but then we're just going to do a transcript. And I'm just going to do it as a text file. There's a whole bunch of different ones here, but I just do plain text. I'm going to burp. Plain text file. and hit export. And it's just going to export this file to my downloads folder. And that is it. Now I'm going to go back over to ChatGPT. Again, this is one of the things that drives me crazy still about StreamYard, and I need to figure out a way. I need to go do some research. Hold me to it. Keep me accountable to do some research for this, because I need to do what I say I'm going to do. Hold me accountable. So what I want to be able to like toggle between them internally without actually having to have an external box to do it. So I could just go back and forth between tabs, like I could do with OBS. It's the one thing with StreamYard that's getting to me. One thing. StreamYard. Okay. So now what am I going to do? I'm just going to, I'll make sure that you can see what I'm doing. It's kind of at the bottom. Can I make this a little bit? Can you see better there? Okay. Let me just hide this real quick. I'm not using Descript anymore. Right. This. So I'm done using the Descript part. And again, I end up going back and doing more with Descript anyways. So here, let me just give you back that extra amount. Just trying to shrink it. Okay, so I just told it, give me 20 highly clickable YouTube titles from this transcript. Now, another little hack that you could do is, before I do that, I'm going to go to another tab real quick. Sorry. I'm going to go grab the most highly clicked titles on that channel recently. So like I have one right here that I'm just going to share the screen. Sorry. I'll just bring it over here. So too many screens. This is why I have multiple monitors at home. Okay, so you can look at this one, for instance. I've been trying to upload one a day. Christmas kind of got in the way. I have my nephews and my niece, my little tiny niece. She's hanging out. that family's important. So I fell a little off on that. But hey, you know what? It's okay. I'm okay with it. So you can see like some of these. I'm just starting to grow this channel. It was one that I started a long time ago, and I kind of neglected it. But so this one did really good. So I'm just going to grab some of the ones that actually performed well. So I'm just going to paste this. That's one's performing better than the other ones. Here's another one that's performing well. Simple title. And I'm just going to have it reference those. And these are the things that if these titles start to work, don't just paste it in like I'm doing right now. You just create a PDF. As you start to get a list of titles that work really well, just give it that reference. And then you're not going to have to do this every single time. So again, we're building a database in ChatGPT, so we don't have to do this every single time. I'm doing the work once instead of doing it every single time. Okay, so let's see. Any other ones that I want to grab in the recent ones? Anything that's really kind of like spiking above the other ones? Not as many, because I was creating a lot of videos about Gary Club and things like that. And one of the things about Gary Club is it's still new. It's not as much of a name yet, but the thing is, things like Jupiter Swap or Radium or liquidity pools, they are. So I have a way that people could search for Bonk, which is a much more trendy meme coin, but they're going to find Bonk and Gary coin and find what I want. And I trend it a little bit more. So that's an idea of why it's going to do well. And then so I'll just drop these three in just as an example. I say, so now I just go and attach that text file that I just got. And it still has all my mess ups. It has everything. It's just the raw transcript from what I created. And now look what's going to happen. It's going to give me, I just told it to give me 20, but it's searching my knowledge. It's searching my knowledge. And it's going to give me things that are more in line with I didn't have to give it a big spiel about what it is because I had the transcript. Thank you, Descript. You did it for me. Thank you. saving me time with AI. Okay, so now we have 20. We have 20 of them there. And now we have these ones. And what I like to do is, like, I like to look through these. These are, let's do this. Here's another little thing that you could do. I like to do this one a lot too, because shorter titles typically keeps titles under 60 characters. And now it's going to create a shorter title that's under 60 characters. And again, it's searching the knowledge to actually make one that's better. Like, so Coinbase. So like this is one that stands out to me. Avoid Coinbase limits. Buy Bonk now. Now I'm showing people how to buy Bonk if they have restrictions on Coinbase. All what I'm really showing people is how to buy Solana on Coinbase, transfer it to a DEX. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries. But I'm showing people, go watch the video when it's done, and you will, you know. But any of these videos, now I could have these. And if I like this one, these are the ones that I start adding into the database. So the videos, the titles that start doing really well, the topics, just make a database. It can't get, you just make it big. This is something that if you have ChatGPT and you pay for it, you have access to everything that I'm showing you right now. And if you're wondering, what information do I put in there? How do I do? Ask ChatGPT, what would you like to know as much about me so you could create the database? Like, so another thing that you could do is create images. So you can create things like, okay, it could either be a digital collectible. If you don't know, in Gary Club, which we were talking about, you could actually create digital collectibles, sell them in Gary, which is the coin for the platform and the social connector protocol. So if you wanted to do that, you could create those directly in here as well. Maybe it's related to your video, but one thing I like is thumbnails. You can create a thumbnail very easily. Let's see, where is the one that I found? Avoid Coinbase limits. I like that one. So if you wanted to, you would just paste that. You could say something like, this is the title that I went with. And if you create these thumbnails, you could put them in as references in the knowledge, and it will see the image. These titles, this is the title I went with. Great. 16:9 scale for the video, the YouTube video. So I just was very vague, but if you wanted to go more detailed, obviously as you build that knowledge base, but now it's creating an image, it's actually basing it off of what I did. So this one actually go. I didn't tell it to search the knowledge base. If it doesn't search the knowledge, the easiest way to actually get it to do it is just to tell it to do it. Creating an image. So, and let me show you something else that's really cool since we're on to creating images. So, okay. So the text is a little off, but so let me just show you. I could just have a conversation, say something like, okay, I like the image, but can we have the text say bonk? Buying hack. Something like that. had to put more thought into it for a second, but bonk buying hack. I think that all capitals, right? And now it's going to create another one. And the thing that I like about this is that you're able to just talk to it. You could do things like with a Mid-Journey, which I'm going to show more stuff on Mid-Journey. I haven't done a lot of streams showing off Mid-Journey very much, but I love both of them. I have both. I have Mid-Journey and ChatGPT with the Dolly. They're both great tools. So you can see how now easy solution right here is I would take this into something like Canva. Like this might actually be what I might actually use this thumbnail in all honesty. It's kind of and these logos where they have, maybe I'll just show you all. I could take this into Canva. So if I wanted to save this, maybe I'll just make I'm going to save this. I hit the little thing, always save it from over here. If you right click on it, it's going to save like a web version. You want to make sure that you actually save the actual one. And here's another thing that this seems to be something that most people do not know about. And it's like, it's gold hidden in plain sight. If you know about it, you know about the gold mine. But if you click this little eye, this pops out. Look at this. This is the prompt that created this image. This right there. Now I can take this and I can modify it. So I could read YouTube thumbnail with a video, blah, 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 blah. You can go down that list of whatever it was. And hey, you know what? You go down that list of how to do it. And you just change things. Oh man, there's too much yellows. Change that to blue. Or change it to green or purple or whatever. Or change the sleek and engaging. And maybe you want to add more instruction manually. Add it in here. But this is your prompt. You just copy it. And if you went back over here and pasted that in there, that is your prompt, that it's going to generate this same image or something similar. It won't ever be the same exact image, but that's how you get the prompt. Now I could tweak this, or I could even say, hey, this is the prompt to create an image, but I want it to have these elements, these elements, these elements. Generate me a prompt that modifies this prompt to have those features. Have a conversation with it. Seriously. I don't know why this is so difficult to understand. It's not, I know. I'm just giving grief. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Canva. And I'm going to create a new. I always just copy all these things and just let me bring this over to this tab. So I'm sharing it. So this is the last one. And I can just take that image that we just got. And this is, it gives me a ping. I guess upload it. You could, by the way, the Luigi's Mansion stuff, I was making a present for my niece. She got the digital code and I don't want it just to be a piece of paper for Christmas. So I was being creative. So now I could easily just say like, okay, I'm going to take this old image out of the back. And look how I could easily just take this. There. Boom, boom. Dun, 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 boom, boom. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yeah, I am. Sure I am. Okay, I can put that in the back. Okay. Now, this isn't about Gary, unfortunately. But I'm going to leave Gary on the screen, like right there. I'm making my own little tweaks to the image. Look at that. It looks so good. It looks so good. But now, we're going to take this bonk. Oh, look at that. It's already coming together. Man, I feel like this is just magic. Unfortunately. There we go. I feel like these can still stay here. Let's change that to there and to there. And And this guy can come to the front because that's my dunk. He already is in the front. There we go. And then I'm going to create a Coinbase one too, because I was talking about Coinbase. How about we take the dollar symbol off here, cover that up, and we're going to see if I uploads Coinbase. You have a logo? I don't have a logo. Maybe it's under elements. No, I don't thought I had the Coinbase logo. So I'm going to grab a Coinbase logo real quick. Off the internets. I like the blue one. I'm going to save that real quick. I thought I could have sworn. I needed. I'm sure I uploaded it. It probably was just bad labeling. I just always download things and never label them properly. There we go. Now we have a Coinbase logo. And I could drop that there. Maybe that could be a little bit bigger. Maybe a little over there. And maybe I'll see if I could add a few little elements, maybe a glow around it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. See if it works. Magic, won't do it because it's a circle thing that I did. Okay, it's all good. But what I will do is I will add a little bit of a filter onto it. I liked that. I think that fits the color of the image a little bit better. Cool. Bonk buying hack. There we go. I kind of really like it. And I could change the size of this. And bonk is a trending word. And the thing is that I'm getting pretty happy with. But the point is that I was able to create this pretty much with AI. I could still dive deeper into it, but I'm pretty happy with it right now. But you see how quickly I was able to create the video. So I'm going to just grab that title that I picked. And I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to give it the right title. And all you need to do is you just save it at that point. There, I already have it. I already have my thumbnail. And I'm going to be able to do that. And AI created most of that. And it wouldn't have taken me this long if I wasn't talking about it. But you see how easy that was to create a piece of content or the content, how much time that saves me. That, like, granted, don't just put a bunch of garbage on, but this is a engaging title, a thumbnail. So yeah, awesome. All right. I think that's the main stuff that I wanted to talk about today, about how it's saving me time. Again, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. I'm still going to go live every single day in December, probably into January. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying going live. And I'll probably cut down my other channel's content to a little bit more manageable. But I will see everybody tomorrow on the live. And make sure you come over, hang out in Gary Club at gary.club/dunk. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out the content and how I create it. Peace out. Bye.